It goes without saying that some jobs are more dangerous than others, but do you really know which jobs are the most dangerous in the world? In this video, we will be examining the most dangerous jobs in the world based on their rates of fatal injuries. But before we go further, please remember to subscribe and turn on the notification button so you can keep getting educative contents like this. Now let's delve right into it. Here are the 26 most dangerous jobs in the world according to InsiderMonkey.com. 26. Security guard. Fatal injury rate 7 per 100,000. Security guards are frequently exposed to potential threats like theft, vandalism, and violent confrontations. They work in high-risk environments like banks or nightclubs where conflicts can escalate quickly. Moreover, limited access to advanced training and protective gear compared to law enforcement personnel also adds to their vulnerability. 25. Carpenters. Fatal injury rate 8 per 100,000. Carpenters often work with heavy machinery, power tools, sharp objects, and at heights, which can lead to injuries. Fatalities can occur from falls, electrical accidents, equipment malfunctions, and inadequate safety measures. 24. Mining machine operators. Fatal injury rate 11 per 100,000. Mining machine operators face difficulty and danger due to working in confined, unstable underground environments with heavy machinery, explosives, and exposure to toxic gases. Their job demands precision, constant vigilance, and adherence to safety protocols to avoid accidents and health hazards. 23. Construction workers. Fatal injury rate 13 per 100,000. Construction workers face a number of dangers like falls from heights, heavy machinery accidents, electrical shocks, and exposure to toxic substances. Insufficient safety measures, inadequate training, and rushed deadlines can contribute to fatalities in the construction industry, making it one of the most dangerous professions globally. 22. Heavy vehicle mechanics. Fatal injury rate 14 per 100,000. Heavy vehicle mechanics work with heavy machinery, potentially toxic chemicals, and high-pressure equipment. Thus, the job involves serious risks like crushing injuries, burns, and exposure to harmful substances. Additionally, working in tight spaces or at heights can increase the likelihood of accidents. 21. General maintenance and repair workers. Fatal injury rate 14 per 100,000. Repair and maintenance work can be dangerous because of the exposure to toxic materials while working with heavy machinery. These workers sometimes work at elevated heights, which further adds to the danger at their jobs. Moreover, inadequate training, equipment malfunction, and poor safety protocols can increase the risk of accidents. It is one of the riskiest jobs in the world. 20. Police officers. Fatal injury rate 14 per 100,000. The high fatality rate among police officers is influenced by their exposure to potentially life-threatening situations while enforcing the law. The widespread prevalence of firearms in the region can also lead to armed confrontations and thus also contribute to the danger involved. 19. Grounds maintenance workers. Fatal injury rate 14 per 100,000. Ground maintenance workers face danger because of the high fatality rates involved, often caused by car accidents while traveling to job sites or falls, slips, and trips during work. It is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. 18. Small engine mechanics. Fatal injury rate 15 per 100,000. Small engine mechanics work with potentially volatile fuels, sharp tools, and intricate machinery. They must troubleshoot complex systems and often work in cramped spaces which require technical expertise, precision, and safety precautions to prevent accidents and injuries. 17. First-line supervisors of mechanics, installers, and repairers. Fatal injury rate 15 per 100,000. The job of supervisors of mechanics, installers, and repairers can be potentially fatal due to their responsibilities involving oversight of potentially hazardous industrial machinery and operations. They must ensure safety protocols are followed, and any lapse in supervision can lead to accidents, injuries, or even fatalities among the workers they oversee. 16. Cement masons. Fatal injury rate 17 per 100,000. Cement masons are involved in heavy lifting and are exposed to toxic materials like wet concrete while working in adverse weather conditions. Their job demands physical stamina, skill in concrete finishing, and strict adherence to safety measures to prevent injuries and health risks. It is one of the top dangerous jobs in the world. 15. Landscaping supervisors. Fatal injury rate 18 per 100,000. Landscaping supervisors oversee outdoor projects with potential dangers like heavy machinery operation, tree work, and pesticide use. They're responsible for safety protocols, and their job often includes coordinating activities in potentially risky environments. 14. Highway maintenance workers. Fatal injury rate 18 per 100,000. Highway maintenance workers play with danger as they work in fast-moving traffic. and extreme weather conditions and are frequently exposed to heavy machinery and hazardous materials. Their job requires constant vigilance and manual labor. 13. Construction helpers. Fatal injury rate 18 per 100,000. A construction helper's job is dangerous owing to their exposure to heavy machinery, heights, and hazardous materials. They face risks like falls, equipment accidents, and exposure to chemicals. It is one of the most deadliest jobs in the world. 12. Crane operators. Fatal injury rate 19 per 100,000. The job of a crane operator can have fatal risks of accidents like crane collapses, load failures, or contact with power lines. Operator errors, equipment malfunctions, or adverse weather conditions can lead to deadly incidents. 11. Crossing guards. Fatal injury rate 19 per 100,000. Crossing guards are in close proximity to moving vehicles and are responsible for the safety of pedestrians, especially children. They face risks from distracted or reckless drivers, tough weather conditions, and the unpredictable behavior of pedestrians. 10. Electric power linemen. Fatal injury rate 20 per 100,000. Power linemen face work with high voltage electricity, unpredictable weather, and the risk of falls. One wrong move can lead to electrocution, severe injuries, or even death. 9. Firefighting supervisors. Fatal injury rate 20 per 100,000. Firefighting supervisors oversee teams battling fires while they are themselves facing the danger of rapidly changing fire conditions, smoke inhalation, collapsing structures, and extreme heat. It is one of the deadliest jobs in the world. 8. Farmers, ranchers, and other agricultural managers. Fatal injury rate 26 per 100,000. The accidents of farmers usually involve heavy machinery such as tractors and harvesters. Moreover, their exposure to pesticides and fertilizers can lead to health problems, while handling livestock poses dangers like bites and kicks. Additionally, working in extreme weather conditions and remote areas can delay access to healthcare in emergencies. Owing to their hard work and the risks involved in their jobs, farmers have one of the most respected professions in the world. 7. Delivery drivers. Fatal injury rate 27 per 100,000. Frequent driving exposes delivery drivers to road accidents, while delivery pressures may further lead to unsafe driving practices. Additionally, they often work alone and face potentially dangerous situations during deliveries. 6. Iron workers. Fatal injury rate 29 per 100,000. Iron workers work at heights on construction sites to install structural iron and steel. The job involves handling heavy materials, welding, and operating heavy machinery. Falls, structural collapses, and material mishandling are the most common risks for iron workers, leading to a higher fatality rate in this job. 5. Garbage collectors. Fatal injury rate 34 per 100,000. Garbage collectors work in traffic, often in poorly lit conditions, and handle heavy and hazardous waste. Accidents involving trucks, falls, and exposure to toxic materials can result in injuries and fatalities. It is one of the jobs with the highest fatality rates in the world. 4. Roofers. Fatal injury rate 41 per 100,000. Roofers face fatal job risks owing to the fact that they have to work at heights, handle heavy materials, while sometimes also dealing with extreme weather conditions. Falls from roofs, accidents with tools and equipment, and structural collapses are quite common. 3. Derrick operators in oil, gas, and mining. Fatal injury rate 46 per 100,000. Derrick operators in oil, gas, and mining work with towering structures and heavy equipment, often in remote and harsh environments. Their job involves handling volatile materials and machinery, leading to risks of explosions, equipment failures, and environmental hazards. The combination of high pressure, long hours, and challenging conditions contributes to the job's fatality risks. 2. Aircraft pilots and flight engineers. Fatal injury rate 53 per 100,000. Aircraft pilots and flight engineers have a challenging and dangerous job due to responsibilities for the lives of passengers, complex machinery, and unpredictable weather conditions. They must navigate intricate systems, manage emergencies, and prioritize safety to ensure safe flights. 1. Logging workers. Fatal injury rate 111 per 100,000. Logging workers operate heavy machinery, often in steep and uneven terrain, and handle chainsaws and falling trees. The potential for equipment malfunctions, unpredictable weather, and the weight of massive logs make it the most dangerous job in the world. It is also the job with the highest fatal injury rate. There you have it. Those are the 26 most dangerous jobs in the world according to InsideMonkey.com. In your own opinion, which job is the most dangerous and why?